Okay, so we've gone through and we figured out how to make sort of high and low patterns for each fiber. So we need to somehow build that across multiple directions, both the opposite fibers that we're not using right here and the fibers that are going in the other way. So let's look at this again and say we've already started to separate out these bits of data for ourselves. So we have sort of one direction of points, we have the other direction of points, and those are sort of dispatched right here. And those are coming from this dispatch, which is sort of building the other ones along that direction. So let's go ahead and copy this whole side over here. And bring this down. And make it a little easier to see by hiding some of these other things that are coming through. All these surfaces. Okay, so this is the lines we have now. And these are the lines that we are about to make. If you want to add something to a group, you can click on it and then right click and say add to group. Do that. Okay, so right now this is just recreating what we had before, so it's actually making the same thing. So if we plug these into it, you can see, okay, we have the other lines, the things that we want to not weave together, but should weave to the crossing lines that we have there. Turn off some of these points as well. Okay, but now that's doing the same thing that those were doing. It's going up and down in the same sort of pattern. So we can try to build a corresponding pattern to this one. So if we say that this is the pattern we're going to use, I actually want to use these over and over again. So I'm going to use this one down here. But what I want to do is actually reverse it. So this could be where we use our NOT gate. So you can see it will do the opposite. It will go up where these are going down, and it'll go down where these are going up. So that should allow us to play around with those a little bit. So let's merge some of these together before we go further. This one together, this one together. Okay, so we have some sort of weaving pattern that's starting to do things that way. Now, how do we get the other side, the side that crosses back and forth? We have to go kind of a step back. So we have all the points arranged in that order. Let's get all the points arranged in the opposite order. So let's flip the matrix of these. I'm going to bring this down a little bit so we can work on these separately. Now once we flip the matrix, we have basically the same problem we did before, except in the opposite direction. So we have all the points, but now the points are ordered this way. So we should be able to take those points pull them in, change their sort of values up and down, and plug them back into the system. So let's see if that works. So if I take these, copy them down again, down to here. So let's plug, instead of plugging these values into it, let's plug our new values into that are in the opposite order. See what that gives us. Okay, it's going in the right direction, but our pattern up and down is not doing things right. Where this is going down, this one's going up, that's right. But then the next one, this is going up, and this one's also going up. So something needs to sort of adjust in this to be able to put them in the right order. So let's see what order these things are in. So we essentially want these, let's do one of them first. So all three of these are not going to do the same thing. So we need to pick a different order for these. So it looks like the first one's going to do something that will be the same as the second one, then the third one's going to do something different. So this order up here, this dispatch pattern, we probably won't use that same sort of dispatch pattern for both of them. So let's see what we need for this one. I'm going to make a new Boolean pattern, because I can use that for these two. And then I'm going to manage that collection. I'm going to add 3. Change these to say true, false, false, and it should work in a very similar way. Oh, but it didn't. Oh, I didn't update. I didn't copy everything down, did I? So let's copy this down so we see what our branch pattern's like. Let's copy this dispatch. we're going to take these and plug this pattern into it. Plug these over there, and these over there. Okay, so that makes a little more sense. So you can see that this one's still not the pattern that we need. We want, if this is true, false, false. I'm still doing some different stuff. Let's work with this top one. So let's look at what these points are coming out as. This is going to be the true, false, false, true, false, false, true, false, false, true. Okay, what we really want is true, true, false. So let's adjust this. See if that gives us something a little closer to what we want. Okay. That seems to be good, at least in that direction, that these are going to have the same sort of pattern, even though it's not this pattern, and the pattern will have something slightly different. Okay, so if I now look at this one, those should all be the same sort of pattern as well. Okay, so let's work on the individual pattern that we have going for this. So when we're looking at this, pattern that goes up and then pattern that goes down, right? So if we look at the order of the points again, and turn this point list on. Start with this one. Just going to go 0 this way. We can already see that those are conflicting, so let's change our points up here. This first one is a 1. These are going up, that looks right. This is going down, but then these should go down as well. So let's change this one to 0. Up, down, down, up, down, down. So those look like those are all following the right sort of pattern up until we get to these last couple. We have a random pattern. That's right. We have a random pattern for the first one. So let's change that up one so it's a little easier to choose which ones we want, and also so we have a little more control over that. So let's say take this pattern right here and instead use this. Okay, so this will be a more defined pattern. 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. Okay, so our pattern is wrong again because we switched that up. Now we could use this pattern that we were using before just like that, but we would want to maybe flip it for this pattern down here. Or I'm just going to simplify things by using one that we know. Okay, if I come back to this, I can adjust that one and say true 1. Alright, over, under, over, under, over. Okay, so that looks like that's working the way we think. Let's turn this other one on to see if that's working the way we think. It's going under, over, under, over, under, over. Correct. Okay, so we can add all these together. I'm going to add these curves to this merge, these curves to this merge. And we should have a weaving pattern now that goes no intersecting lines. All the curves are sort of avoiding themselves. I can make it a little bit fatter so that you can see how that works. All right, that's it.